Hello, welcome to an American Update. This is Thursday, January 28, 2021. I'm Edgar Montoya. I started this series the other day called American Quotes. And the other day I spoke about a quote concerning a quote that John Adams had. And today I want to speak about a quote from Thomas Jefferson. And this has to do with maybe a concern Jefferson had about the lack of tolerance toward each other and how we unfriend each other. We cut off associations because of differences. And the quote by Jefferson goes like this. He said, "I have never considered a difference of opinion in politics, in religion, or in philosophy as cause for withdrawing from a friend." Let's go back to elections, to 2016. Before or after that election, people were disowned. Friendships ended and family relationships were fractured just because somebody voted for Trump. And you can be sure that it happened again in 2020. So what happened? The question is, what happened to us? Years ago, we used to be tolerant. We used to be able to talk. We used to be able to get together for coffee, and whether you were Democrat or Republican, or you saw yourself as conservative, liberal, independent, as far right or far left, we could talk. There was no sense that we were threatened. Today, we have gone so far as to call many people on the left, snowflakes for the lack of tolerance toward people on the right, toward their opinions, toward what they have to say. Many people I've seen many clips on social commentary on websites, people saying that, admitting that they disowned people, or that they were disowned because they were on the right, because they were conservatives, because they're nuts, because they're crazy, because I can't understand them, I've given up on them. People on the right have been called, these past 4 years, they were called nuts, hayseeds, hicks, wahoos, conspiracy theorists. And I wonder if in these last 4 years, if the left has ever tried to understand the right. From the mainstream media, there were no real reports, no investigative journalism to find out what makes these people on the right tick, what makes them think the way they do, vote the way they do, what made them support Trump. There really was none of that. They were the outsiders, they were the outcast. And as of late, starting with President Trump on down, conservatives are getting shut out of, either suspended for good or temporarily thrown off of Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. They're being silenced. And you could say too, being unfriended. There's no longer that connection that there once was, that I am different, I think differently, I could think way differently from you. Very differently. But, well, I, for one, I know toward people on the left, and I know many people on the left, including friends, that I could sit down and have a cup of coffee with, I could have a beer with, I could go to a ball game with, in the days when we're able to go to ball games again. And I have no trouble. I don't think I can say that with concerning anybody on the left, that they would feel that same way about me. We make each other's lives richer in our friendships. Despite differences in religion, in politics, and philosophy, when we find what we have in common, the reasons why we like each other, what are the bonds of friendship and family that hold us together? What are the positives we can look at? I hope that changes one day, but Thomas Jefferson, he was right, and he had something he had to point out, because maybe there were people who were doing that back in his day, breaking friendships just because of some different ways of thinking. I'm afraid for now we are becoming more so the divided states of America. I'd like to hear your thoughts. Get your likes if you like this clip. Feel free to comment. Thanks for listening. Bye for now.